Hi guys, welcome back. It's Sherelle from the New White Lion in Llandovery in Wales. Today I'd like to share with you how I purchased the New White Lion and the processes I went through and the ups and the downs, emotional and happiness and everything in between. So let's start immediately and tell you all this. In the England and Wales, when you purchase a property, now let me say that in Scotland it's a sealed bid system that works there, but not in England and Wales. And I'm going to go through the process of me as a seller going through the trauma of accepting buyers. When I put my house on the market in 2015 with very high hopes of selling rather quickly because the house was in a very desirable location and it was absolutely beautiful, totally renovated, and everything in my eyes was just right for somebody to take over as a family home. I put it on the market with an agent who dealt with it very professionally, and I was very happy in the way he dealt with it. And when you have got your house on the market, you then wait and you have up to many viewers coming to look, and there's always only one buyer. But in between all this, with all the viewers coming in, I had about 6 offers. And when you get an offer in, then you would inform, each one informs their solicitors about the offer and the purchase price. Then the purchaser will then have a survey done on the property. Once the purchaser happy with the purchase and the survey, you then proceed eventually down the line after all the searches and legals and everything has been done by the solicitors of both sides, where they will communicate with each other, and you have filled in numerous forms. Then you will exchange contracts. And the minute you exchange a contract in England and Wales, that is binding. Anything before that is not binding whatsoever. Once you've exchanged and you've signed the contracts, then by mutual agreement, and the solicitors are informed of the dates that you want to complete your sale. And that is the date and the time which will be arranged where you will get your keys from your agent when you purchase your property, or as you as a seller hand over the keys to the agent and you vacate your property. So with my sale, I put it on in 2015 and I had numerous people come through. And then I had an offer on the property, which I accepted. And then a couple of weeks later, before their survey came, they decided to pull out. So your hopes go up and your hopes go down. And now you start again from the beginning. And then the second people that purchased, they put an offer in. And then I got excited and I started looking for a property, now in the hope that the sale is going to go through. And I put an offer into a property. And we were at the point of getting all the finances in place to purchase this property that I saw in the Forest of Dean. Halfway through, my purchasers decided to pull out of the deal. And I was totally devastated. And I had to inform the sellers of the Forest of Dean property that I couldn't purchase the property because my sale had fallen through. The next purchaser that put the offer in, all excited again, but I decided to wait and see what's happening. And within 2 weeks, we couldn't find them. The numbers they gave were all false. They just gave an offer and walked away. Then the third time I had an offer put in, and then I found a beautiful house in Powys with an Edwardian, absolutely perfect to my needs. An Edwardian house with a swimming pool, beautiful gardens, lovely views, beautiful rooms, absolutely just what I was looking for. Just what I was looking for. And I was looking for a 3-bedroom guest house with an apartment or a floor that I could make into my apartment. And I got excited, and I thought the survey was done. They were happy with everything. And then this will be about 8 weeks down the line, they phoned and said they withdrawn their offer. Now, I had arranged my mortgage. I was preparing everything to go through, and I was starting to pack and move. And again, you are disappointed. Your heart just drops to the ground. And then I started searching again. And while I was waiting for offers to come in, people were looking at the house, and I found the new White Lion. And I really liked this place. But then online, when I looked at it, I thought, no, I don't know. It's on a road and there's no garden at the back. And I was used to having a huge garden because I love gardening. And I continued looking, and I've shortlisted the properties that I like to go and have a look at. And then I made a list of 3 properties, and I said, right, we'll start at the top. The next offer that comes in, I'll start at the top. And then if they're still available, I'll go and see them. So I waited, and then I got another offer in. And this couple just was swooning over the house, telling me that it's absolutely the perfect house, beautiful views, exactly what they're looking for, and they put an offer in. And I accepted it. But now I'm very, very cautious. I just thought I'll wait a while. And after a week or so, they had a surveyor come out to survey the property. And then they came back, and they were nitpicking on the smallest of things to try and get me to reduce the price. And I just said, no, I don't want to continue the sale. And luckily for me, a dear friend of mine who was getting divorced needed a house rather urgently. And then she put the offer into the house. Now I had to start making plans. I came to look at this house, and I was going to look at a house just outside Monmouthshire, outside Monmouth. And I thought I'll come here first because this is the desirable house that I wanted to see. The first viewing, I just fell in love with this place. It was like a jewel in the making. And I knew I would be happy here. It had everything I needed. But it wasn't a 3-bedroom property. It was an 8-bedroom property. But I was adamant I wanted this property. Anyway, I put my offer in. It was accepted. But now I'm so cautious with all this gazumping that's going on. This is what they call it in the UK. If someone pulls out of your deal, they gazump you. And I thought they might the sellers here would also gazump me. And on this Wednesday afternoon, I drove to go and look at the second property. And as I got out the car, I got a call from the sellers of the new White Lion telling me that they have found somebody with a better offer and they were going to withdraw the offer from my offer. I just thought, here we go again. Now it's going, as a purchaser, I'm going through the seller's gazumping. And I got it from all angles. And after a couple of days, no, it was the next day, sorry, they called. I was lying on the couch, just lying there thinking, what am I going to do? And I decided I'm going to continue with the sale with the lady that purchased my house, a friend of mine. And I'm going to continue with that. I'll take my stuff and put it into storage, and then I will make a plan from there. And I'm casually lying there, and the phone rings. And I got told by the sellers of this property that the sale will not be going through with the other people, and if I was still interested, to let them know if I want to proceed with the new White Lion. I was quite excited about that, and I didn't like the property in Monmouth either, and I was preparing to go and see the other one in another town in Wales. And I decided, no, I've made up my mind, I do like this place. So after a while, I let them, confirmed with them, that on one condition, they mutually agreed that we exchange and complete within 4 weeks. And I said yes, and they agreed as well. And this is how I got to purchase the new White Lion. And the day I picked up the keys from the solicitor who handed it to me on the night that I arrived here, I stood in this hotel and I thought, what the hell have you done? How are you going to cope with this huge hotel? You had a little 2-bedroom guest house in the Cotswolds, and now you've got 8 bedrooms and a fully fledged hotel that you have to run professionally. And boy, did I have to learn very quickly to understand what the requirements were, what you have to do, how to register. I even had to do an exam to get my liquor license. And because this place had a liquor license. Luckily, I did that while I was waiting for us to exchange and complete. And eventually, I walked around here and I just had to pinch myself. But I don't regret any minute of having purchased this property at all. And then, after a year or so, the noise from the pub on the other corner, which was called the Greyhound, which we are now calling Greys, I purchased that after the noise that was coming out from there. And it was horrendous with the drunkenness and the people misbehaving and shouting and screaming in the street, that I heard through the grapevine eventually when I went to the pub. And now take note, people, if ever you want to buy a property, go to the town that you really like and go into the pubs and meet the people and talk to them and let them get used to you there. And then they will tell you what's going on in the town. And they told me that the Greyhound is for sale. And the lady who introduced me to the owners of the Greyhound, and I went and spoke to them, and I put an offer in. And my partners, which is Lana and Paul, as you saw in the other vlogs that I had, and we decided we will go in 50-50 and purchase the pub, which we did. And now I own the New White Lion and 50% share in the Greyhound, which is Grey's now, pub with Lana and Paul. And now we've got quietness on the road, and my guests are sleeping quietly now. And it is now just made it the right place to be. And to live in Llandovery is absolutely fantastic. The people here are so kind and they are so helpful. I do not regret coming to Llandovery at all. It has a wonderful community spirit. And the people are just so lovely around here. Nothing is an effort for people to assist you if you ask them for something. The shopkeepers here are all family-run businesses. And this is the way that I like to live, where small businesses are around, where people help each other and communities stand together. And Llandovery is such a lovely town. And I am very happy that I have moved here. And that is my story of how I purchased here. Now, if you've got any questions about purchasing in the United Kingdom, meaning England and Wales, you're more than welcome to put questions down at the bottom, and I will try and assist you with as many answers as possible if you're interested in wanting to move to the most beautiful part of the United Kingdom, Wales. I will help you and guide you along my experiences that I had and help you, and so that you will not have as bad experience as I did. So guys, I want to thank you very much for watching my video. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed me explaining to you how to buy a property in Wales. And it was just lovely telling you all about it. So if you don't mind, next week I will give you something more interesting and share with you what has been happening in the last week as well at the New White Lion. It's been up and down, believe me, it has. And if you won't forget just to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifying you. And this will help me to continue doing my videos and gives me inspiration to carry on. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and ring that bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.